from the Denver Broncos Media Center, welcome to Broncos Country Tonight with Ryan Edwards and Benjamin Albright.
Welcome to Broncos Country Tonight as we break down the Broncos' loss, unfortunately, to the Cincinnati Bengals, 15-10. And to help me do that, the one and only Steve Atwater in studio. What up, At?
What's up, R. Edwards?
It's good to have you here, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So on a day where the Broncos offense has more first downs, they have more total plays, they have more passing yards, more rushing yards, they have more time of possession, they hold on the other side, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, the two electric receivers, to very minimal yards and catches. The Broncos lose that game. How's that possible?
Well, going into it, I figured it would be a close game between the two teams. I think it was, both teams 7-6, both teams having kind of up and down games throughout the year. I figured the offense would get going and they would be able to run the ball, but the passing – that's kind of been a sore spot for us. It's kind of a weak spot for us throughout the season. And I would imagine the receivers, although they're not saying much about it, they're probably a little bit frustrated with the numbers and their productivity. And then you throw a loss on top of it, it makes it even worse. So the defense came out and played well, like they've been doing a majority of the season. And both defenses played well, but their offense was able to just make a few more plays than our offense was, and that was the difference in the game.
And that's a great way to frame it. Their offense made just a few more plays. There was a more clutch moments that they came through when the Broncos scored their touchdown to Tim Patrick. The very next drive, 2 plays later, they scored a touchdown to take the lead back. When it was 3rd and 10 and you needed a first down, you're Cincinnati, otherwise you're punting the ball back to the Broncos. They got a completion for 15 to Tyler Boyd. When they needed to convert a 3rd down, it was Joe Burrow scrambling for a first down. So it was just one of those kinds of games where overall the Broncos defense played spectacular, but the Bengals offense made just enough plays.
A couple of small things, losing of containment on a play, and guy not being in the right position. All those small things, they add up, and unfortunately they can hurt you at the most inopportune times.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of the lesson here. When it comes to where the Broncos are at right now, I was kind of thinking about this before the show, and I want to kind of talk to you because I was talking to a lot of the Broncos fans on Broncos React after the game, and it's a different kind of frustration, I think. Like, there's the frustration of several years in a row of especially the offense really not pulling their weight, or several years in a row of the team just not being able to finish off games, right? But I think it's a little bit extra this year because there were higher expectations. It's a better roster. Yeah. This team has performed better overall. And you know what? It isn't talent deficiency anymore. There were times in the years past where we'd say, you need some things to break your way, right?
Players,
game, you need to get a turnover to win this game. You need to shut them down in the red zone to win this game. The Broncos are a better team right now. They should be able to do these things. They're just not.
Yeah, no, you're right. And, I love defense because I think as defensive players, you kind of, you're in control of your own destiny. Whereas on the offensive side of the ball, especially if you're a receiver, then your success depends on the success of the quarterback and success of the offensive line, them being able to block and protect the quarterback and him getting you the ball. And, that's the area where we haven't been able to fully utilize the talent that we have at those positions. We have a ton of talent there, but we just got to get more out of those positions.
Yeah. And so that's where I think a lot of the Broncos fans are kind of frustrated, and they got this stretch against AFC West opponents coming up. But when we sit here and focus for just a minute on what the Broncos can learn specifically out of this game, let's start on the defensive side of the ball. There was the breakdown on the 56-yard touchdown. That's obviously frustrating. What are some other takeaways you had from the defense that maybe they can fix in the short term?
Well, I mean, first off, you got to take away the positive. There were a lot of positives. Baron Browning, he played a heck of a game. He was in the right place. He was covering Jamar Chase on the play and had a pass breakup on Jamar Chase, one of the best young receivers in the league right now. I also thought the other inside linebacker,
Jonas Griffith,
man, he was all over the place. He didn't look like it was his second game starting. He looked like he had been playing for a while. and he went down on the kickoff and made a tackle, and then comes back out on defense and makes a play. That was big time. So you definitely got a lot of positives. The nice sack by Justin Simmons, great play call, great execution. And but then on the flip side, as a defense, you also got to look at it and say, okay, we made some great plays, but in the clutch situations when we really need it, somebody's got to come up with a big play. We got to come up with the sack. We got to make that tackle downfield. We got to do something to keep us in it because sometimes you're going to have tough games when your offense can't move the ball or they can't do something and you want to come up with those big plays. And, I've heard Justin and a lot of guys on the defense echoing that same message that, all right, we're not going to just say it's the offense's fault. We got to do more. And obviously they could have done more. It was, when you look at overall, it was a great defensive game. I thought they played extremely well. But, when you come out on the wrong end of it, you end up losing. You still can do some things better. What
would you say about the contain on Joe Burrow as he was able to sort of scramble free on a few plays? What can you learn there?
I mean, guys, first off, you got to know who has contained, and guys who have contained, you can't get too far up the field. That's one of the most frustrating things to watch, and I'm sure for the coaches, it's so frustrating to see a guy go up the field and then the quarterback dip underneath you and break contain. Mm-hmm. You can't go up past the quarterback. And a lot of times, guys thinking, all right, well, quarterback scrambles away from him, I'm going to outrun my guy. But then when he goes to your side and hits that seam, it's your responsibility. And, I saw when he broke contain, it looked like some of the guys were on the sideline like, come on, man, that's you. We gotta get that. And I'm not going to call it any names. Whoever the culprit was, they know. But hopefully it'll be a learning experience, and they'll come back and get that right the next time. But, again, just like offense not calling anything out, you can't really call that out. It's just an area where we got to improve. We got to get that done the next time. And I'm sure, the offensive side of the ball, they feel that way. A lot of positions feel like they could have done better, and it could have.
What did we learn from the offense in this game?
Oh, man. Well, that we can run the ball. On the positive side of it.
Against a really good run defense.
Really good run defense. I thought we were going to have problems with that. It looks like our offensive linemen, they really get up for their run game, man. They love it. Quinn Minor, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yes, he's a fun guy to watch. But in the passing game, we got to do more. We got to, we got to get the ball to our receivers better. And I don't know if that's play calling or if that's the quarterback, just being more anticipatory. Does that work?
Yeah, it
is now. There we go. Sounds good.
It is now.
But we got to do more to get our receivers involved. And, I know that they say the right things and, they have the right heart, but receivers, they have huge egos and they want to be playmakers on the field. And, you gotta include them somehow.
All right. Steve Atwater with me on the next episode of Broncos Country Tonight. We are going to get into the Raiders game coming up. For Steve, I'm Ryan Edwards. Thanks for watching Broncos Country Tonight.